again simply to make expressions of welcome and acknowledge those special leaders among us. We want to recognize tonight all elected officials and political representatives offering leadership tonight. We also want to recognize religious leaders, pastors, members of our churches, leaders of our schools, principals, teachers, other educators, leaders of corporate businesses from in and around the community, local small business operators, the media, Mr. Garfield Angus from the Jamaica Information Service, members of the planning committee, family members and friends of the honorees, and friends all from Old Harbor Bay and the surroundings. As we are here to honor our honorees and to reflect on their impact, let us be inspired to deepen our commitment one to the other. I invite you then to join with me in standing to attention as we invite Miss Christina Davis to lead us in the singing of the national anthem, after which Reverend Desmond Whiteley, President of the Old Harbor Ministers Fraternal, will lead us in the opening prayer.
Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be us forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica,
After that, esteemed colleagues and honored recipients, we gather today to celebrate achievements and recognize excellence. Yet, as we acknowledge these accomplishments, we are reminded of the complex world in which we live. A world where vulnerabilities are often masked, where there remain social injustices and the erosion. In such a world, the treasure of God's presence is more valuable. And as the Bible reminds us, it is in Him we live. This profound truth grounds us in the reality that our existence is inextricably linked with God's presence. And so as we celebrate these achievements, my brothers and sisters, we thank the dear Heavenly Father for the gift of life, for the treasure of His presence, and for the accomplishments we celebrate today. May we remain humble, acknowledging His sovereignty and provision in all our endeavors. Guide us, Lord, as we navigate the complexities of our world. May our faith, community, and collaboration be a beacon of hope and a light in the face of adversity. Bless these honorees, and may their achievements inspire others to strive for excellence. Your Son is Jesus Christ. It is in Him that we live and move and have our existence. Amen.
Amen. Truly, friends, we are tremendously grateful for the opportunity to partner with others in the program together. Following Venerable Iselin Golding, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of St. Catherine, Dr. Kurt Wall, Counselor for Old Harbor South, that this community is a part of, Mrs. Monica Douglas Gardner, Regional Officer, Social Development Commission, and Sergeant Althea Nevins, officer in charge of the Old Harbor Bay Police. I invite those persons to come in that order as we are about to receive greetings from them. Dr. Wall. Put your hands together for him now. Yes.
Madam Chairwoman, all protocols are so eloquently put by our chair. Family and friends, Happy New Year and good night. You know, I just want to start by commending the Old Harbor Bay Homecoming Committee for their commitment to our community. I think, you know, they have always done something, but I think this ceremony here is a great one, and it's something I love to see continue for many, many years to come. We, the present generation of Old Harbor Bay, stand on the shoulders of giants who preceded us. The likes of Johnny Fothergill, Royal Gordon, and Simeon Campbell. This work is now being honored by the Old Harbor Bay Homecoming Committee. Certainly, the work and achievements of these individuals cannot be surpassed. However, by no means is this a call for us not to try to build and improve upon the foundation that has been laid for us. 2024 has been a challenging year for our community, especially with the loss of lives of more than 6 productive young men to the gun, and the incarceration and imprisonment of many others due to gun-related crimes. It is a stark reality that cannot be sugar-coated or classified in any other euphemistic term. It is what it is. It stems the progress of our community, and solutions will have to be sought after. All if aforementioned have occurred despite the unwavering involvement of the church, the school, the security forces, the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, the Old Harbor Bay CDA, various other civic groups such as the Homecoming Committee, many concerned citizens of Old Harbor Bay and its environs. With that being said, I want to congratulate the above entities for their efforts and immediately follow up by saying we should not rest on the laurels of our and the achievements of the predecessors. Though valuable, we must double our efforts to ensure that what we have accomplished is maintained, improved upon, and novel ways to address the ever-present scourge of gun violence introduced. Gun crime is a disease caused by many factors, such as lack of opportunity, lack of civic pride, or culture, poor parenting and socialization, injustice and poverty. It has to be studied more and addressed, and we have the local talent, manpower, and resources here to tackle them. Success will not be achieved by mere spoken words and encouragement of the youths, who are the main perpetrators of our woes, but by time and resources being spent. We, the concerned governmental and non-governmental civic groups of this great community, need to combine our efforts and resources into the formation of a powerful social welfare committee which traverses the nook and cranny of this community, collects data on the welfare and the needs of our citizens, and then address these needs as one unified entity. This will ensure equity in the services that we deliver, ultimately ridding ourselves of gun crimes so that as a community we can thrive and benefit from our natural endowments. I challenge everyone here in this to move steadfast into 2025 to be a beacon of change within our community, despite our title or social standing. As the ones we honor today were from varying backgrounds, I thank you all for your kind indulgence and wish us all a progressive new year. Thank you.
Mrs. Monica Douglas Gardner, is she here? No? All right, Sergeant Althea Nevins, officer in charge of Harbor Bay Police.
Madam Chair, protocol is already established. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Happy 2025 to all gathered here this evening. It is an honor first to say to be invited to celebrate with you this evening. I was a little nervous, but Pastor Nemard, she will pull my legs here, there, and everywhere, and I'm appreciative of that. So on behalf of the members of the Old Harbor Bay Police Station, I am honored to extend greetings to the esteemed guests, family, and friends gathered here today for this homecoming recognition ceremony. Today we gather to celebrate the achievements and contributions of outstanding individuals who have made a positive impact in their communities and beyond. Dr. Walls spoke about the crime. About it, and it didn't come from me. But we are in a community where I've been here since July, and what I want for this community is camaraderie, is togetherness, because I see here as a family, because everybody is connected. But when he spoke about 6 young persons who have died from violence, this is not something that we want to sell. Old Harbor Bay is a community where persons come into, and we do not want them to have this fear when they want to come in and enjoy what is being sold here. So I'm happy he spoke about it. So it didn't come from us, the police officers. So as law enforcement officers, we understand the importance of community service and recognition. We salute the awardees for their tireless efforts to make a difference in the lives of others. So as we work together, and I've often said this on many platforms, we can't do it alone. I said it at the fishing village recently, like police officers are like the pathologists. We go after. But if it is that we have the information and we know certain things, we can prevent, right, Sergeant? We can prevent certain things, but we want the community to work with us. We cannot do it alone. At times we are blamed that we didn't do this or we didn't do that, but when you check it out, persons actually knew about certain things, but they are not willing to come to us for whatever reason it is. So we want the togetherness. We want this partnership with the police and the community. I am, wherever I go, I am proud to say that I'm the sub-officer in charge of Old Harbor Bay. I want to make a difference. My team wants to make a difference, but we cannot do it alone. So once again, let me congratulate the awardees and thank you to the organizers for hosting this wonderful ceremony. We are proud to be part of this celebration and look forward to continuing to serve, protect, and reassure all community members. All the best for 2025. We look forward to the partnership, working together to make Old Harbor Bay. We have the 2030 vision, So we want to work towards that. Once again, thank you for inviting me. All the best for the rest of the year.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sergeant Nevins, and earlier our counselor, Dr. Wall. Community friends, this venture is not possible if it was not for the support and the sponsorship of people and organizations that belong to and work to improve our community. And so I'm going to call a few names and invite you to just give them a round of applause. That's okay? Yes, man. Starting with the Jamaica Public Service. Put your hands together for them. And South Jamaica Power Corporation. Put your hands together for them. Grace Foods Canada. Put your hands together for them. I have a few more, but I'll soon tell you the rest, all right? But we really want to give God thanks for their support and their sponsorship, working with the planning team to pull this wonderful occasion together. And we heard from our counselor, we heard from our sergeant about the challenges in the community, especially with crime and violence. But even in the face of that, we continue to celebrate hope, yes? Yes, especially on the brink of a new year, we celebrate hope. And a group of people in whom we celebrate hope the most is our children. Is our children. Our children are the future. Therefore, it is a wonderful privilege to have them with us tonight, and we will receive a cultural item from the Old Harbor Bay Primary School students. Put your hands together for them as they come. Please come, students. Keep the applause going while they come. Your hands tired? Yes, man. Encourage our future. Especially if you attended Old Harbor Bay Primary. Clap even more. Put your hands together for them. Encourage them. You remember what it was like to be their age and to come on stage? Clap them again, man.
Special tribute to the Old Harbor Bay fisherfolks by Old Harbor Bay Primary School. Why, my good friend them, a long time in a soon, come buy something from me,
Well, I know, say from what they make her some lobster do, so much a pound.
Like yo, 3 bills a pound.
Cheap, do you know, so I know, say something like.
Alright, me raise the price, Walandi, no report for that from TV. Reporting live from Old Harbor Bay Fishing Village. Why are we here?
Well, go on, dear people of Old Harbor Bay. I come here today to big up and honor the fisherwomen and fishermen who work so hard to bring with the freshest seafood. Them are the backbone of our community, and them deserve recognition and praise.
Are fisher folks really important?
Fisherwomen and fishermen are the real MVPs. They wake up early before the sunrise to go to sea and catch the seafood they will love the most. You ever take audience? You ever taste curry shark? Fried or escabeche, steamed roast or curry fish? Curry lobster? Fried shrimp? Lionfish? Puffer fish? Clams? Raw or boiled oysters? Stew octopus? Conch soup? And turkey soup? Them face the challenges of the sea with all its dangers and uncertainties, and still them bring back the catch of the day. them provide for them families, and then contribute to the economic growth of our community.
Really? So what more can they do?
The imp- Oh. The importance of fisherwomen and fishermen cannot be overlooked. Them help to feed the community and then provide a source of income for many families. Them preserve the traditional way of life and then pass down the knowledge and skills to the next generation. Them play a critical role in the conservation of our marine resources and them help to protect the environment.
Isn't the task of fisherfolks easy? What are most of the challenges that fisherwomen and fishermen face?
Fisherwomen and fishermen face many challenges. The sea can be cruel and them face many dangers from rough waves to pirate attacks. The fishing industry can be unpredictable and them have to deal with the ups and the downs of the market. Some customers want to buy fish big so but want to pay a little bit of money. Don't it? Them have to contend with the effects of climate change and its impact it has on the fish stocks in the marine ecosystem.
So how can we support our fisherwomen and fishermen?
Ways to support our fishermen and fisherwomen. 1. Buy local and support the fisherwomen and fishermen by purchasing them cash directly from them. Respect the sea and the marine life and help to conserve our natural resources. Advocate for the rights of fisherwomen and fishermen and support them in them struggles against the challenges them face. You not agree?
Yes.
Men are dominant in the fisher industry. Do you think fisherwomen should be recognized?
Of course, we have to pick up the fisherwomen in the fisherfolk industry. Them are the ones who often work behind the scenes, but they play a critical role in the fisherfolk industry. Them are the ones who manage the household and them take care of the children while the men are out sea. Them are the ones who provide the emotional support and them keep the family together. So you don't think that important?
Yes.
Hold on there. Draw breaks. No flow for the fishermen them too. Them are the ones who brave the sea and face the dangers of the deep. Them are the ones that provide for their families and them work hard to give them the best life possible. Them are the ones that pass on the knowledge, the skills to the next generation and them help them to preserve the traditional way of life. Not true?
And to the fisherwomen and fishermen, we want to leave a little poem.
Fisherwoman and fisherman, you are the heroes of the sea. You brave the waves and the wind and the rain. You bring with the fish and you feed the family. And we thank you for your hard work and your dedication. You may the sea always be with you and may you always be with the sea.
In closing, we want to say thank you to all the fisherwomen and fishermen in Olaba Bay.
You do a wonderful job and we appreciate your hard work and your dedication. May the sea always be kind to you and may you always return with a bountiful catch.
Thank you so much for coming.
What good and blessings to all.
Yeah, man. Put your hands together for them. Put your hands together. Put your hands together for them, man. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
awesome and quite educational as well. I learned a lot. I mean, they couldn't come up here and talk to us about bacon and waffle, right? They had to make it contextually relevant. And so we want to big up our children from the Old Harbor Bay Primary School. Yes, we want to also big up all the fishermen and fisherwomen. Them! Big up on yourself. Wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. So we continue now with the greetings. And we're going to hear from a few more people, starting with Mr. Jason Fuller. He is the president of the CDA. And I'll just pause to allow the section that is talking to stop talking, right? Right. So Jason Fuller, he's the president of the CDA and Old Harbor Bay Sports Club. Miss Tashiana Sinclair, president of the Old Harbor Bay Primary School, PTA. Mr. Devrel Frank Harvey, president of the Old Harbor Bay Area Association, Canada. And Mr. Burrell Simpson, former president, Old Harbor and Friends Association, New York. So let's invite those people to come at this time with their greetings, starting with Mr. Fuller. Put your hands together for him.
I feel a bit pressured coming after Old Harbor Bay Primary. I was wondering if someone could take my space. I'll come after that.
No, go ahead, Mr. Fuller.
Madam Chairperson, all protocol observed, distinguished guests, my esteemed colleagues, families, friends, well-wishers, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of the Old Harbor Bay Community Development Committee and the Old Harbor Bay Sports Club, it is my esteemed pleasure in bringing you a warm Old Harbor Bay greetings. For this, the second staging of the Old Harbor Bay Homecoming Annual Recognition Ceremony. I don't hear the Old Harbor Bay welcoming them, man. Who just look dead. Yes, man.
Yes, put your hands together.
It's indeed a pleasure to see such a diverse audience here tonight, as we celebrate the vision and foresight of the persons being recognized tonight. The late councillor and farmer, Mr. John Fodigal, former Old Harbor Bay Primary School principal and fisherman, the late Mr. Simeon Campbell, the late Morel Garden and civil servant, Mr. Kenneth Clark. As the great Dr. Martin Luther King famously said, I have a dream. These individuals, along with the fishermen and fisherwomen, dreamt of a single venue where sports and recreation were possible. And our beloved community is now experiencing this. And tonight, I stand here with you before God, acknowledging that this is truly a reality. As we recognize the hard work, dedication, and innovation of these individuals through the initiative of the Old Harbor Bay Homecoming Committee, let us not lose sight of the true spirit of giving oneself to our community through volunteerism, dedication, honesty, trust, and integrity, so that our community may, under God, grow and thrive to a place where we can live, raise family, and work. My colleague, now I ask you to just take a look around at your surrounding. Take a little look, man. The values that I just presented are highlighted. It is the same values, determination, dedication that we applied in our ongoing effort to transform the Linval-Dixon Oval in a modern sporting and recreational facility. This transformation may be slow, but steady. It may be costly, but a worthy investment. I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to the hardworking team from the Old Harbor Bay Cultural and Heritage Foundation, led by Chairman Dr. Dexter Garden, in their ongoing effort in identifying and recognizing community leaders while maintaining and paying homage to the spirit of the Bay To you, Mr. Chairman, one question. Could we speed up the recognition so we can have some of these recognition when persons alive? That is my one request. So we can include our living community legend and leaders that they're in their respective field. So persons of our community will observe. Sometimes, my colleague, it is empowering others to do more when they see others being recognized. As Pluto said, good action gives strength to yourself and inspire good action in others. In closing, to our leaders, remember at the end, it's a lonely road. To our team members, continue the hard work in the face of challenges. And never forget, as the former United States President put it, President Thomas Jefferson, in matter of style, swim with the crowd. But in matter of principle, stand firm like a rock. Thank you.
Wonderful. Awesome. 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 I understand that Miss Sinclair is not yet here, so let's invite Mr. Frank Harvey to come at this time.
Good evening, esteemed guests and friends. It's with great honor and excitement that I bring to you greetings from the Old Harbour Area Association Canadian Chapter on this momentous occasion. Tonight, as we gather to celebrate excellency, dedication, and hard work, it's and the great achievements of those who inspire us to aim higher and dream bigger. As a son of Old Harbour Bay, I cannot help but feeling a sense of great pride and appreciation for the work that these honorees and fundraisers have done so that we can secure a community center of our own. This event is not just a recognition of outstanding accomplishment, but also a testament of the passion, perseverance, and commitment that define our honorees. Their contribution have made a significant impact, and it's our privilege to celebrate them today. As we move forward with the program, let us take this opportunity to reflect on the power and hard work and the importance of one another on our journey. Together we continue to celebrate a legacy of excellence and innovation. Congratulations to all the honorees and family members, and thank you all for being a part of this unforgettable evening. Let's celebrate. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yes, put your hands together for him. And Mr. Burrell Simpson. Oh, he's here. Clap him as him come, man. Yes. Encourage him like you encourage the children. Come, Mr. Simpson.
Greetings, everyone. Madam Chair and Protocol Observe. My name is Lawrence Simpson.
Mr. Lawrence Simpson, yes.
On behalf of Old Harbour Friends Association, OFA, the opportunity and distinct honor to participate in the prestigious function honoring some of Old Harbour Bay outstanding citizens. As a civic organization formed As a civic organization formed in New York in the summer of 1993, we of Old Harbour Friends Association take pride in partnering with entities like the Old Harbour Bay Cultural and Heritage Foundation, not only on the occasion of this second homecoming celebration and recognition ceremony, but also in future events. To honor a generation depicts a fitting way to remember stalwarts like Johnny Fadigal, Muriel Gordon, Ken Clark, Simeon J. Johnson, Campbell, together with all the other villagers who became role models of Old Harbor Bay. Nothing conceivably is beyond the capability of your Culture and Heritage Foundation to be achieved as you pool and exchange ideas to shape the destiny of the people of Old Harbor Bay. Surely, the remarkable acts of selflessness by your committee members and planners must be highly commended. So, as this function progresses, I just want to take a moment to applaud the foundation along with its supporting crew responsible for putting on this honorable event. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now put our hands together to acknowledge them all. I bring you warm greetings as I ask God richest blessing throughout the rest of the function. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence Simpson. And thank you earlier to Mr. Jason Fuller and Mr. Frank Harvey. So we've been hearing in that section from local community members and community members in the diaspora, and it sounds like it's all hands on deck. Sounds so too, no? Yes, man, it sounds like it's all hands on deck, and that's the spirit with which we shall go forward. I want to continue the thank yous for the people and the organizations that work together with the committee to pull this off. And let's recognize and put our hands together for the Old Harbor and Friends Association, New York. Put your hands together. Are there any representatives here tonight? Just wave in the audience. We also want to recognize, oh, I see you, Mr. Simpson, yes. Old Harbor Area Association, Canada. Put your hands together for, yes. All right, wave. Coming in from the cold, amen. They came in from the cold. And we also want to recognize those persons who gave individual gifts. People like Donna Bent Smith. Is she here? Put your hands together for her. And Donna Ellis. Put your hands together for her. And I have two more people, but I'll say them for a little further on. You'll know who the people who've been contributing. So we continue, friends, and we will hear now music from the Prestige Melody Band who played for you earlier. So I trust that you were on time to enjoy their wonderful music. Put your hands together for them, and them sound good. The music sound good, sound good, sound good. So we are advancing in this ceremony, and we're going to be spending some time with the legacy panel. And the chairperson for this honoring recognition committee is Dr. Dexter Gordon. We celebrate him and his leadership and work. We also, yes, you can clap him, yes. We also want to recognize members of the panel who will come forward and take their seat. Those people, as I call your name, please come. Pastor Sandra Nemard, pastor of the Jamaica Free Baptist Church, Old Harbor Bay. Pastor Nemard, please come. Mr. Gregory Wilson, poet, author, and former teacher at the Old Harbor Bay Primary School. You know, you look like a teacher. Come up here, man. Let me hold your hand. Come. Yes, come. Very good. All right. We also want to call to the stage as a member of the legacy panel, Mr. Donovan Gordon, regional manager and ninth child of Morel Gordon. Put your hands together for him. Mrs. Elaine Elliott Matthews, retired teacher and community leader in Old Harbor Bay. Where is she, please? Take your time, Mrs. Matthews. Would a kindly gentleman just escort her to the stage? Take your time. All right, so put your hands together for the panel as they take their seats, and this segment will be facilitated by Dr. Dexter Gordon. Let's give me a little tune till them, like, play something, make a place feel lively, don't? Yes, man. It's the keyboard alone. Take your time while Mrs. Matthews come. All right. Okay, so we have Pastor Nemard, we have Mr. Donovan Gordon, we have Mrs. Elaine Elliott Matthews, we have Mr. Gregory Wilson. We have everybody here and Dr. Gordon. All right. So, Mr. Gordon, please take your seat, and Dr. Gordon, please take this microphone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. It is my distinct pleasure. They want me to go over to the center. Watch me again. It's my distinct honor to introduce to you this panel. The idea of the panel is that we wanted a bridge generation to help us to remember this outstanding generation that brought us these 6 acres on which we host this event. And we, in our research, we searched long and hard. We wanted to gather information about John Fothergill, about Morrell Gordon, about Ken Clark, and about S.J. Campbell. Now, those of you who know me and know these panelists know that those were the persons who raised us. So we knew them. We knew them, and we knew them very well. And in this legacy panel, the idea is that we get a chance to tell you a little bit about our reflections on them, their work, and their lives. I want to just introduce this by telling you about my interviews with elders across this community. In 2008, I had a 1-year sabbatical from my job as a professor, and I decided I wanted to document the lives of all of my parents' generation. And so I have video recording of Mas Johnny, several of my uncles, and a number of your parents and your elders who told me about their lives in Old Harbor Bay. And one of those persons was John Fothergill, and I asked him specifically about his work and about the community center. And he was the one who told me that this parcel of land was purchased in 1970. And he was the one who told me that they worked with the Parent Teachers Association and the community to raise funds to buy the land. He told me that he met with Mr. Campbell, who at the time owned the land, and they bargained with Mr. Campbell to get this land. They purchased the land, and after they purchased the land, Mr. Campbell sold the rest of Burkesfield to the government for housing development. So we are sitting on a part of Burkesfield. We used to call it Campbell land. Campbell Bush, to be exact. I know Panama can remind me of Campbell Bush. And he couldn't go Campbell Bush, you know. None of the Bartlett children could leave the yard to go to Campbell Bush. So they purchased this land, and then the challenge was to make sure that the community center was built. And John Fothergill never let up. Simeon J. Campbell, many of my colleagues are around you. We were the generation playing football. The generation before us played cricket. We played football at the primary school. And I should whisper this piece. We often damaged the school and intruded on Mr. Campbell and his family. You see, they lived in the teacher's cottage. Those of you from my 60s generation, you remember? The brand new teacher's cottage. It was little and cute at the time. And we love go over there, we make a ball go over there, so we can't go over there. But we have to forgive it, because we never bear in mind, so we are disturbed the poor man and his family. But Mr. Campbell never let up on us. We needed to stop playing football over by the school. So every time we are playing and Mr. Campbell drive in, we scatter. And as Mr. Campbell turn him back, game start again. And so eventually, and I can tell you that yours truly was the one who said, listen, make we get some machete and chop out the kasha and start play football over here, so. And we start play with ball puncher, sometimes 40 with one ball. But that's how this became the community center land. We, in 1974, organized the Corner League, playing on these lands. That Corner League was one of the first organized in the country, and it's one of the longest lasting corner leagues. So now, I have asked these four persons to be ready to respond to 3 questions. Question number 1, and I want to begin with Mrs. Matthews. It's strange for me to call her Mrs. Matthews, because, yes, Elaine, because we grew up Yasso and Elaine grew up round Deso. Elaine, tell us what are some of your striking memories about
Night, everyone. It's really a pleasure and a privilege, an honor for me to be up here tonight. As most of you know, I was born in Old Harbor Bay, Canatown. Most of us in Old Harbor Bay, a lot of us were born down there. And then we lived down Bay Bottom between Morrill Yard and Jane Yard. It was a big open thoroughfare. We all grew up together, not even realizing that we were related by blood. It took me years and years later, and I'm still finding out that some people and I in Old Harbor Bay are related. To share something with you, I always said to myself, I would never marry anybody from the area because I'm afraid we are related, right? And I tried my best and I married out of this parish. And only to go to a funeral in Old Harbor Bay the other day. And my name was called and somebody came to me afterward. Shirley Powell to be exact. Not Shirley, Jason. And she said to me, Miss Matthews, where your Matthews come from? Where your husband come from? I said, Sean. And I said, yes. She said, me and you related. Miss Anna, me and you. My son and you. She said, yes, my granny name, whatever Matthews from Sedgepan. And I thought I had gone way out of parish. And I was still related. Now, back to Mr. Clark. Ken and I, we were not in age group. I was a bit, much, as a matter of fact, much younger than they were. But we had this group of us, Ken, Scotty, Reginald Sr., O.D. Stulls, and we all used to get together in a group called New Road. And we could get together. Now, Ken was a very quiet, humble, he was a gentleman to the rest of folks around the place. I never heard him open his mouth loud. And Dexter said, my mouth loud. You never hear Ken raise his voice. He was such a nice person. And he had the interest of Old Harbor Bay at heart. You would not know that he was not a born Old Harbor Bay person. Because he was born in Old Harbor Bay, right? But he became one of us totally. And people on the beach, he used to take so much care of the fishermen. Get them to save their money, get them to buy things at the fishery shop, help them to make their way. He was such a good person. Ken was such a quiet person that I don't know how many of you remember that he lived at Branton Farm. He lived at Branton Farm. And Ken raised him goat. Remember have him goat pen, full of goats. And in the middle of December, coming up to the selling time, they came in, and he was inside of the house, and they were outside. And them tell him, no, come out, because if you come out, that time we don't have phone and can call up and so. If you call, what we are going to do to you? And Ken stayed inside, and the men stood out there, and then kill off all and goat them, skin them, hang up his skin and leave the belly and something there, and went away with it. And it never did a thing to him. He never complained. He was that sort of a person.
Thank you very much. All right. My hope is that you will get nuggets of memory. So we move from Bay Bottom Barn and I go to Mr. Gregory Wilson. What's your recollections of S.J. Campbell?
Okay, good night everyone. My recollections of Simeon James Campbell are many. Because you see, he was my only principal in the primary division, and then thereafter I came back to join the staff, and I must have been here with him until about 2 years when he passed. And so we went to the funeral and laid him to rest, yeah. But there is a very peculiar memory that I have, and I tell it many times to my classes and friends and colleagues, was the day that he beat me. I mean, he was a disciplinarian, needless to say. And for that generation, the strap was king. Beat the devil out of you. Yes, and I can tell you, my grandmother at the time was king. She was God to me, little boy, And I came to school, it must have been the first week, and I got me a hardcover notebook. And before the day ended, somebody thieved my book. I went home and I told my granny. My granny said, if them thief your book, thief back one. No, listen to me now, man. If she's God to me, that is gospel. So, I came back and I stole a book. My friend, and I tell you, he was such a good friend. Samuel Ricketts, a little Indian fellow, we used to go home for lunch and come back. So man, him know my little secrets. So bam, him some of the book and say, Gregory, where you get the book here? I tell him my secret. Then thief me book. So me thief back one. I don't know where the boy slip out of the class, you know. Gone at Mr. Campbell office. And Mr. Campbell come. Now, if you knew him well, when he's angry, he stuttered. Right? And he draped me and carried me. He didn't beat me in the car, thank God. Carried me into the office. And all I heard as a youngster, yeah, yeah. And listen to me now, man. That helped to beat the thievery, the devil, out of me. Because who knows, I might have ended up a thief. Because my grandmother gospel in me, you know. And he said, no, that is wrong. And of course, you know, you're vexed with my little friend. But he went to England. Came back many years thereafter as a young man. I moved away. And my brothers told me, he came and asked me. That's the level of the friendship. So like an injection that the doctor gives you is a little prick. And you sometimes feel pain, but it gets you better. That was a prick that got me better. And I tell you, I try my best to be as honest as possible. And you can knock board and you can walk hard and the police will tell you, say, walk fast. You know, so that was my greatest, one of the greatest records.
Thank you very much, Gregory. Donovan, you have the mic next. Now, you hear these stories about school, them sometimes suggest that you blame the teacher. But somehow we got school with them, and we don't get no devil beaten out of us at school. But Elaine will tell you my secret is that me get the devil beaten out of me from yard. So I never forget school got thief. Donovan, what's your memory of Morel Gordon?
Morel Garden. Boy, we can stay all night, you know. But we don't have the time, right? So we don't stay all night. Morel Garden, the thing is this. You can't mention Morel without mention Miss Love. I mean, no say Morel we honor, but you can't say Morel without say Miss Love. And so me have to say Miss Love. Morel Garden. One of the things when I remember about my father is this. I'm going to tell you a quick story before me talk about that. My daughter came home one day and she said to me, Dad, why is it everywhere we go, people ask if we lead? People always a pick pan way. They want we lead. And I look at her and I say, you get it honest. Because your grandfather and your grandmother were natural leaders. And so that brings me around to Morel Garden. Mor was a natural born leader. As a fisherman, Mor make sure say all of the man them will go fishing with him. They must save money. And them always, even when they had the gathering, the fundraiser, all of them had to contribute. Mor make sure of that. But the greatest memory I have of my father is this. Mor used to have whole heap of sign. He used to say Karamba. He used to say Kiss Me Blue Peters. But one thing more with Morel Garden is everybody when him come across, every young person, anybody know when Morel Garden used to call them me pickney. Everybody on Morel Garden pickney. Everybody when come across in our community, from Dada Bay all the way down, me pickney. And because of that, Elaine will tell you, the house always full of people. Anybody here who used to live on me yard one time or another? No good you say?
No bother with it.
But the house, because Morel Garden, everybody the man come across, me pickney. I'm used to wonder why Mora call everybody me pickney. And me realize that the man was a natural born leader. everything the man did. And as me said, Miss Love and Backbone, if whoever, the people that are here who remember, every Sunday morning, the people that used to line up, the fishermen that used to line up, either Angie in yard or Miss Love yard, to get their money. All right, so there was no Morel without Miss Love. But Morel was a natural born leader, sir.
Thank you.
And Morel never beat either, and Miss Love used to beat.
You see, me never want to go too much in the yard business, you know. And how much picnic in the yard. Because I was one of the picnic in the yard. And a film story for talk my business. So when I talk about Miss Love beat and all and something, I'm a business in my talk. I mean, I want to talk my business. Pastor John Fothergill, tell us about your memories of him.
Good night, everyone. What must I say about my Johnny? The builder, the butcher, the organizer, the leader. Me not ready for the politician yet. The one who, in those days, would meet with Mr. Campbell, who came here every Sunday morning with a long gun, stand at the crossroad, and any goat pass, dead. But Master Johnny and the others seek to the best interest of the community to ensure that a play area is in this property was purchased. And of them days they will get lawyer. So the gathering of the person at the big yard would make the difference. So the authenticity of the document, the signatures up and down, those men who signed on behalf of the community, that document was signed, and we have the paper. All these years we have the paper case, and we go on and we have the paper. But I want to say that Master Johnny worked and built the Bathing Beach with Mr. Roddy Lawson. So when I look at him as a builder, the butcher, anybody know where Dr. Wall now have his match? And Master Johnny, let me tell you about it. Butcher yard. So that building that is there is where you'd, and the chain put up the cow and slaughter, the slaughterhouse. So, sir, you need to fix it up. It's the slaughterhouse and that long memory. I challenge you to fix it. He was also the bridge builder in the community. Anybody remember that? He built all the bridges in the community because those days was a piece of board they cross over. But he ensured our stone, step and reach in your yard. Ma Johnny ensure that you have a bridge built by the politician. Ma Johnny, Councillor John Fothergill. Anything else you want to know? His father also in after Hurricane Charlie, what you call cow pass. Anybody know cow pass? If you can tell me when you're in cow pass, you get one credit. Settlement, Miss Wall. So you get your credit. Cow pass was the government bought the land from him and the primary school land owned by my Johnny father. So they were all builders and givers of the community. One last one, no. December, my Johnny would kill a cow. Curry cow, what does a curry cow come from? And all the children in the community, you make sure you put oil with coconut oil or what? Because I dress up there that day. If you go down a councillor, what you call down there? Immaculate Conception, beautiful, arrange, wash from the gateway, every stone whitewash. And then you will see our mummy and the food, the curry cow. And everybody get liquor like curry cow. And liquor like the white rice. Who remember those days? And then if you forget one liquor balloon or one you walk around the whole community around the place for you get something from Councillor John Fothergill. Those were the good days, and we hope Doc, you are here? Carry the good legacy. Me in a foolishness. Come on, Johnny, you never in a foolishness. And let me tell you something. When I told Doc, they were contemplating who to come up here and speak on behalf of him. Because a family member. Let me tell you something. Ma Johnny and Fimi Mama are 2 second cousins. Eh? So, from Kelly Pen, right down to be a bottom. A one blood. So we say what? One blood for the community center.
Pastor, no pastor, the one who promised we say she not touch politics. Pastor know look something now. But those of us who know the thing, when Pastor say Marjorie was the builder, the butcher, me would expect say she gonna say no, what come before a candlestick maker? The baker, Sister Leah, the mother and the baker are the same edge of the property where the butchering do. But Pastor in the crossroad. Pastor don't know then something. all right. Hold on the Panamic. Then let you out of the backyard, you know. So, hold on a minute. Those people who are not from Old Harbor Bay, just indulge me one little bit here. I want to help you to understand what Pastor just said. When she said that our mother and Mas Johnny are 2 second cousins. No, Pastor, not to hear this. Mas Johnny, our PNP counselor. And now, and now, and me gather by the way, say, when Marjorie ran as councillor, he win every way in a bay. He win in a the Dr. Wall color section, and he win in a the Moral Garden color section. So, big up Mas Johnny. All right, back to Sister Elaine. When they were doing this work, what do you remember about Ken Clark and the effort to come up with this money to buy the land?
As I said before, I was not in that age bracket at that time. Now I am. But I was not in that age bracket before. But as a child, living down Bay Bottom, everywhere open up and everybody, they used to have a lot of dance, fundraisers, dance with sound system over the primary school, right? And they used to get like fish and, I don't remember if no curry cow. Yes, we used to get cow, but from Bunting.
Mike, stay with
Bunting.
me.
We used to get young calf from Bunting, so we know buy goat, right? And so we used to cook. They used to cook, and there were some ladies like Miss Love and Jane, Fema, Manida, Miss Manny, and those ladies.
Miss Manny sound odd.
Yeah, Miss Manny.
Yes. What I used to say Manny, I would never know better.
It sound so stush. And
she never feel no better.
And she became a member of my family later on, you know.
Oh?
When my uncle come from England, I'm married to her. My mother, brother. I tell you about all of Bay, you'll always get into trouble.
No, man, I guess suggest so we put you on this panel, you know. I see where you come here and talk about.
Right. So they used to have these dances in the schoolroom, and the place never fence up, anything, you know.
You have to talk into the mic so they can hear.
If a place never fence up or not, but then usually like make them temporary fence with enough bamboo stick, no bamboo, a branch, a leaf, a bow, right? Thank you, a bow. And they used to have dances, and the members of the community used to work and support and clean up, and we make that money.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Gregory, what do you remember about the fundraising efforts?
Well, just like Elaine, I wasn't in that age bracket.
What I tell you that for?
Yeah,
You don't think we can count?
We don't know, but I mean, you know, in hindsight, I'm looking at them.
Right, that's what I want you to do.
Yeah, these stalwart men. And remember now, it was said earlier that we used to play ball and mash up the school, disturb the man, comfort, and here he's driving in and him could cuss us and go on and make it a big negative thing. But the visionary in the man, he's saying, oh boy, they really need a place that they can go and play. And I think it was one of those singers, John something, say, we've been building roads, building this, building that. But tell me, where do the children play? Very important question. So that was the question that these visionaries, S.J. Campbell and company, were looking at. Because as children, we have to play together. We have to play because that's how we develop our physical prowess. That's how we develop fair play. That's how we develop community. You understand? Because as you rightly mentioned, the corner league, and all of us, the entire bay, from every nook and cranny, we had our teams, and we came and we played right here. And then
hold on there, Gregory.
Yes, sir.
Somebody give me a chair. Remember, bring Panama up here. Why you never write to me and tell we say you want to be on the panel? Yeah, but can Andrew the Spanish tongue? Yes, we know.
Oh, yeah, right.
But
yes,
give Gregory your attention.
Yes.
Because Mr. Campbell beat him. He never afraid to beat people.
No, sir. No.
So, yes.
Yes.
Gregory.
You know, so all of that was so good, and the fact that we have taken up this legacy shows how well we were taught. Mr. Professor.
Thank you, sir.
You know, and all of us, you know, carrying this. And we are expected to do more, and those who come after us will see that. And can you imagine the great community that Old Harbor Bay? Old Harbor Bay will definitely be a leader among communities, and they can follow all of this.
Thank you.
Amen to that?
Amen. All right, Donovan.
I want to talk about politics. And the biggest thing about this fundraiser that I remember is that we used to get money from both sides. Because Miss Love, I get it from the PMP them, and Mass Merle, I get it from the other party, the JLP. So money come through the house from all corner. But Dexter, you've been talking about the school. I know the school we used to destroy in the Virgin at the cricket pitch. Them never like say we are run up and down and I mash up a cricket pitch. And so, because cricket was the main thing back then, and the man them used to mad with we, so we are mash up a cricket pitch. And when it come to raising money, I don't know if you remember, so we used to have sports day. If you remember, Watermount wants some fish tea. See, I only my sister wants to say here to that. Because we used to invite all of the country team them to come play. No Watergate, no about what me say Watermount. What is Watermount? No man, me not talk about Watergate. Water Mountain country team where used to come down here come play against we. And then we go play against them and Bonfire used to carry we go. The ice truck used to carry we go Water Mountain. And when we beat them up, we come back and say Water Mountain want some fish tea. Alright, and we used to raise whole heap of money. Ma Johnny, when we used to have sports day, and right over school there, so we used to use that as fundraiser sometime because used to have man like Neville Solomon, all them man that we used to raise. And money used to raise from sports day towards buying this center. Okay, so whole heap of something, but at the cricket match them where we used to have over there the Rams, and we Aubrey there. Aubrey could have pierced and take him length from the schoolhouse. Alright? And a whole heap of money used to raise from there. So, but the main thing we remember is that both Mora and Mama used to raise money from both sides. So we get enough money. We're not business if you are PMP or JLP. We are getting money from you to go raise to buy the Salania. That's my greatest memory.
Thank you very much, Donovan. Pastor.
Okay. The sound system. Anybody remember the name of the sound system? Zappo. Owned by Little Man. So when we do a curse, we can't go on dance. But we hear it as steam out. Because why? There was not enough noise, no noise in the community like now. So when the one sound a play, everybody hear. Because Zappo a play. So we just want to come in, my little man. He's not here tonight.
You know, we tried to get him here because there are 3 people who are alive who we honor tonight. And one of them is Basil Vassal, whose sound system played for all of those dances. And the other one is Compton Campbell, and the other one is Albert Peart. Is Mexican here? No. All right. But thank you very much. The last question is for you to talk about your own reflections, and we're going reverse order now. Pastor, what do you remember about your life during those times, the 1960s?
Could not go to the dances. But our mother was a part of the Old Harbour Bay PTA, along with Mr. Morel Gordon. So, and Mr. Melvis Neal and others. So those 3 persons would meet either at my mother's house or over by Settlement, but Mas Morel would leave from Bay Bottom and come to Crossroad, sit on the veranda, and they would discuss everything about the whole matter. So that's how we know about the whole development of the community center land. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Donovan, your reflections on your life in Old Harbour Bay in the 1960s and 70s.
My reflection, go back to what I was talking about, Sports Day.
More into the mic.
Sports Day was one of the biggest things. Because we used to look forward to that Fadigal House, Mignat House, March House. Lord House, Mignat House, March House, and Fadigal. And 4 of them we start with. We had Martin later, but 4 of them we used to have. All right. My reflection was my father's attitude. By the way, once we get the land and we start playing corner league, my father never miss a match. My father used to always stand up in the corner right there, so. I remember one time Dexter scored 1 goal and then jump and come back down flat-footed and pass out. Boom. Drop right there. Yeah, man, drop right there. But one of the things, Dexter, that I never forget that my father did. You know, so we used to have to go to church. And we start play ball on Sunday. We get some matches on Sunday. And
no, we never just get some matches on Sunday.
We schedule some match on Sunday.
No, them set up the match. Them,
because they know the water get boy, them have to go to church.
As the person in charge, me used to set with games on Saturdays.
And them set
so them catch wind to it and then set all the match them on Sunday.
But you and my father don't know. Me remember me go church one time and I want to go to the match. And then I tell Moore say, "Hey boy, if you come to church," and Moore say, "Make a boy go along go play. I'm go sit down in the church and he mind upon the match." And me never forget Moore tell me, say, "Go and go play. Because me know want your mind the upon the field and you in a church." And believe it or not, I had more respect for Moore after doing because it was 100% right. Because me never not me that church my body did it. But from my mind upon the football game, because me say, boy, my team might lose and me no did it. And Moore said, "Make it boy go and go play." That's the kind of person Morel Garden was. And that's how I remember. You talk about Zappo real quickly. I miss love with Zappo, little man, and I'm sister, by making sure them continue the legacy when Miss Love start. I mean, don't hear me I mention Miss Love nothing now. But me can't help it because there was no Morel without Miss Love. All right? And so, you know want me tell the truth, me I tell the truth. All right? And so, the community center, growing up, my biggest memory was sports day. Anybody who remember I used to fire the gun for start to race them? Who? I know Karl March. I'm a Johnny. I first man make me know say you have blank gun, blank shot. Because we saw that one man a fire gun and my Johnny tell me one day, boy, they may have blank. I saw my first experience about blank and real bullet. And my Johnny used to start to race them.
Thank you very much, Donovan. Gregory, your reflections. Donovan grew up at Beavertown. You grew up at one place.
Narayan
yeah,
Avenue, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Hellgate United. Yes.
When there's any thought
yes.
that poor Hellgate, I forgot play Watergate. Weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Yes. I never knew the origins or the names of these sound systems, right? But as a youngster, I loved music. And them a play, and it's a holiday, man, we have to do that. You understand? And the Crown and Anchor Man. Remember the Crown and Anchor Man?
Party Joe.
Yeah, and him have him things there, and you have a little money, and it's a bum, and you put it on that, and you win one, and you put it on the next one and double come, but you have to know when to cut. As soon as we get enough money, you can go in and Kess and myself and a few others. Yeah, we... No man, Dexter couldn't come this man. Dexter couldn't come.
All right, see?
Dexter man was
Mr.
Goody. No sir. Yeah. You know, and so
a long time we were in two good shoes there.
We went in and bought like a beer. You don't drink the beer, you sip it, you know. And then you go and full it of water and you did it. Nobody can tell you, say, sometimes you all stagger, you know. You play like you're drunk. Because that's what you see the men them do. And we had fun galore. Fun galore.
Thank you very much, Gregory.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Leon.
In the later part, in the 70s, I was much a part of the fundraiser because, you know, I worked at that school for a number of years, right, with Mr. Campbell. And so we used to, in the earlier years, we used to pick up the bottles. We used to collect the bottles. That's how we get in our dance. We pick up the bottles for them and clean up the cup and whatever, garbage and so. And then later on, when I was part of the planning and everything, you know, I used to like sell in the bar and serve food when they have the fundraisers. So I was much a part of it. And you know, we just live around the road, the school lane, Baby Tam, and you just come across and go through.
All right. Thank you very much, Elaine. We want to just wrap up this section, and I'll just note a couple things for you. If you don't come from Beabatama, you're not Lickman's family. You are to answer this question. Who was the DJ on Zappo? Nope. Come on, who was the DJ for Zappo? No. Daily News are baby them the days. Come true. All right, sit. I can't say who I answer. No, me never say me can't see. Me say me can't say. Dennis Wall. Dennis Al Capone. Yes. You know that. So you know answer. You disqualify yourself. All right. But Dennis Wall was the DJ. And people like Lusty Blair, Donald Bent, Dexter Gordon, we were Dennis Wall's apprentices. And we could have, listen to me, we could have got that the dance because of holiday. That's the one dance we could have go. So nobody stop with me. We could have got one dance. All right. But thank you very much. Please give our wonderful panel a round of applause. Thank you for these recollections. And there are lots more recollections to be put together. Ruby, keep telling me we need to do the right thing. Kes, keep telling me we need to do the right thing. I have done some of the writing, and there's more to be done. All right, we want to move our program forward with our MC back in charge.
Thank you, Dr. Gordon. And I will say that I am not of that age bracket, but I suspect that they're speaking some truth because I see you all nodding your heads and agreeing and shouting out the comments and the answers. So they were onto something, yes? And I want to add that storytelling is an art. So put your hands together for our living legends, people who in their own right have contributed to the growth and development of this Old Harbor Bay community. And we really want to celebrate them while they are alive and give God thanks for their ministry and service. So we continue to tell a few people thank you, people who have contributed to this program. We want to recognize Mr. Leroy Thompson. Is he here? Put your hands together for him and his contributions, or wave a hand, not seeing it. And of course, Earl Gordon. Put your hands together for... All right, wonderful. So we want to recognize all our sponsors, individuals, organizations who contributed to this event here tonight. So as we continue then, we are going to be hearing a cultural item from Mr. Evan Bartley. He is the principal of the Old Harbor. Miss Yvonne. All right, you see they don't put the title upon these things, you know. So, Miss Yvonne Bartley, principal of the Baptist Bay Basic School, to come at this time. And the people who will be reading the citations, please get ready. Let's welcome her. Put your hands together. Where is she? Oh, she's not here. Okay. No, defend her strong though in her absence. Very good. All right, so we're going to go on then, and it's that time where we will hear the citations. We'll know that this evening we are recognizing Mr. John Fothergill, Mr. Morel Gordon, Mr. Kenneth A. Clark, and Mr. Simeon J. Campbell. And so let's start with Mr. Fothergill, Johnny, and invite Miss Myrtle Miller to come at this time to read the citation. The citation will be received by Pastor Sandra Nemart, so let's invite her to come and stand while Miss Myrtle reads the citation. Put your hands together for her.
Madam Chairperson, distinguished guests, family members, friends all, good evening. What a legacy. We have learned so much this evening, and there's still more to be learned. It is my honor and privilege to be asked to read the citation to John Leopold Fothergill, September 29, 1923 to July 5, 2010. As one of 4 signatories to the purchase of the land for the old Harbor Bay Community Center. John Leopold Fothergill, Mas Johnny, Quaker, counselor, was a visionary who dedicated his life to the upliftment of this community. His sustained work and love for Old Harbor Bay have uniquely impacted this community for time immemorial. Mas Johnny was a farmer, businessman, and a local councillor for Old Harbor South, 1969 to 1980 and 1986 to 1998. And whereas Mas Johnny was the quintessential bayman, though not a fisherman, he was a community leader and advocate whose impact is immeasurable. He was pivotal to the acquisition of parcels of land in the bay for the building of the Old Harbor Bay Primary School, the construction of the first housing settlement, and for the establishment of the community center where we are now sitting. And whereas he was instrumental in the introduction or improvement of the supplies of water and electricity, the construction or repairs of all roads and bridges across the bay, and public facilities on the fishing and bathing beaches. And whereas he served for an extended period as chair of the board of the primary school, and along with Principal S.J. Campbell, he nurtured the Parent Teachers Association, PTA, into a strong community institution. And whereas with no playing field for Old Harbor Bay, this visionary concept of acquiring land for a playing field and a community center became his life's focus. His call for action to acquire land for these purposes united the bay. Fish vendors, fishermen, and others responded with the raising of funds, and with determination and hard work, through the PTA, in 1970, 6 acres were purchased from Mr. Harold Campbell. And whereas the group persisted, and at their insistence, with the assistance of the Member of Parliament, Honorable Rudyard Lawson, in the late 1970s, the community center building they envisioned became a reality. This was before the current surrounding housing stock, which was built later after the government bought the rest of Berksfield for housing development. And be it acknowledged that Old Harbor Bay, through its Culture and Heritage Foundation, in its 2nd annual homecoming recognition ceremony, proudly honors John Leopold Fothergill, a leader and a visionary of Old Harbor Bay Community Center, declared this day, January 3, 2025, by Andrew M. Gordon, Basil Williams, Claudia A. Gordon, Jacqueline Powell, Jennifer Gale, Kest O. Miller, Lloyd Williams, Michael Clark, Millard Buddha Cummings, Myrtle Miller, Patrick Gordon, Sandra Goldburn, Sandra Nemard, and Yvonne Bernard, all committee members. Thank you.
Put your hands together. The citation will now be presented to Pastor Sandra Nemard. And the photographer, who is the photographer? Turn it around there. And move this thing here. Canna move, so. The photographer will take and let's take one with include the chair of the committee, Dr. Dexter Gordon. All right, put your hands together for them. Wonderful. All right, so let's now invite the children of Morel Gordon, or Gordon children, please come, as Mrs. Caprice Morrison also joins me here to read the citation for Mr. Morel Gordon, my grandfather. Please come. Children and grandchildren, please come. Keep the applause coming.
Children of Morel Gordon, please make your way. I have the advantage of knowing them personally, so I know when all of them are not up here. Andrew Gordon, all protocols observed. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to be the one chosen to read the citation to honor my grandfather, Morel Gordon. Citation to honor Morel Gordon, March 27, 1925 to April 4th, 1989, as one of the 4 signatories to the purchase of the land for the Old Harbor Bay Community Center. Whereas Morel Gordon was born in Old Harbor Bay and his life's contributions covered the full spectrum of the community, including religion, politics, fishing and cooperative development, labor and union organizing, housing, education, youth development, entertainment, and sports. These included his leadership in the fishing co-op, the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union as a union delegate, and in the development of the Blackwood Gardens community, among others. He also worked with others as part of the primary school PTA to secure land to establish a community center for the development of the Bay. Whereas Morel Gordon was forced to leave school at age 15, even though he excelled in academics and athletics. Because he was black and poor, he was forced to work in fishing from, one could say, the tender age of 15 years. He became an outstanding community organizer, promoting collaboration, empowerment, and education. And whereas Morel Gordon, his wife, Eutedra, affectionately known as Miss Love Gordon, who also left school at the top of her class at age 15, along with his 16 children, 14 with Miss Love and 2 after Miss Love's death, through marriages to Gloria Smith and Clarice Heath, have been pillars in the Bay. And whereas before he became a justice of the peace, Uncle Moore, or Grandfather Moore I will say, provided counsel and guidance to many in business and personal relationships. Wherever the community gathered, Moore was present, lending his voice, serving, and leading. Unsurprisingly, this visionary fisherman was one of the four signatories on the document securing the first parcel of land owned by Bay people. Be it acknowledged that Old Harbor Bay, through its Culture and Heritage Foundation, in its second annual homecoming recognition ceremony, proudly honors Morel Gordon, a leader and a visionary of this community center. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Morrison. Thank you, Gordon children. Let's now ask Mrs. Morrison to present the citation to the children. Go over the side. To the children and the photographer to come forward.
Welcome Andrew Gordon to the platform, please. Thank you.
Turn, look here. Excuse, sorry, audience. I'm not fixing yourself properly now. Turn around. Thank you. All right, thank you, Mrs. Morrison, and thank you, Gordon children. Put your hands together for Morel Gordon, his legacy, and the work, his contributions to this plot of land. We continue now recognizing our honorees, and we call Mr. Gifton Clark. Is he here? Yes. And he's gonna come to receive Mr. Noel Clark. Mr. Noel Clark, please come to receive the citation that will be read by Mrs. Elaine Elliott Matthews.
Mr. Noel Clark here? All right. Any of the Clark family, Clark cousins, good friend, even if you are by the dozen cousin. I'm sure he was here. All right, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask Millard, Buddha, would you come and receive on their behalf?
Citation to Kenneth A. Clark. As one of the four signatories to the purchase of the land for the Old Harbor Bay Community Center. Whereas Kenneth A. Clark, affectionately known as Mas Ken, was born in 1930 in the fishing village of White House, Westmoreland, as a child, traveled with his mother, Francella Johnson, to Old Harbor Bay to join his father, Aubrey Clark, a local boat builder from St. Elizabeth, who had settled in the bay. And whereas Mas Ken, with his quiet, unassuming demeanor, served Old Harbor Bay in the stellar ways that allowed him to become fully integrated into the community. Ken Clark became a civil servant who involved in making fuel available to the bay was a major change for fishermen who before had to travel to Old Harbor to buy gas. Ken Clark's role in the community development connected him with the work of the Primary School Parent Teachers Association. And whereas, as part of the PTA, Ken Clark became one of the leaders negotiating the purchase of the land for the community center. This achievement was phenomenal in that it was the first time Old Harbor Bay had organized itself to address its needs and its own civic space in which to gather. And whereas, the children could play and develop their skills and talents in culture, education, and athletics beyond the traditional schooling. Ken Clark was one of the 4 signatories to the document securing the land for the purpose. And whereas Ken Clark's long-standing service as a civil servant, a justice of the peace, and as a leader who shared with others a trailblazing vision of community development which came to reality in their lifetime. Be it acknowledged that Old Harbor Bay, through its Culture and Heritage Foundation, in its 2nd annual homecoming recognition ceremony, proudly honors Kenneth A. Clark as a leader and a visionary of the Old Harbor Bay Community Center. Declared this day, January 3rd, 2025.
Thank you. Put your hands together. Let's take one with Dr. Gordon. Okay, good. All right, put your hands together for Mrs. Matthews and the friends and family and the contributions of Kenneth A. Clark. We continue now and we will hear of the contributions of Simeon J. Campbell. This will be read, the citation will be read by Mrs. Ivana Johnson Smith and will be received by Mr. Mark Campbell. I invite them to come. Mr. Campbell, please come for the reading and presentation of the citation. Is there... Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yvonne Johnson Smith, otherwise known in Bay as Dawn. All right? So everybody know Dawn. All right, let's go. Citation to Simeon Joshua Campbell, JP. Whereas Simeon Joshua Campbell, affectionately known as SJ, led the Old Harbor Bay Primary School through its fleeting years to becoming an established institution contributing significantly to the education of children of Old Harbor Bay and its environs. And whereas SJ was one of 2 children born to Francine Campbell and Albert Campbell in the district of St. Mary in St. Elizabeth in 1962. S.J. Campbell succeeded U. George Nicholson as principal of the Old Harbor Bay Primary School. Teacher Campbell and his staff worked to establish the school as a significant contributor to education in St. Catherine. And whereas Teacher Campbell and his team reached out to all parents, S.J. Campbell encouraged community engagement, guided the development of the school's Parents and Teachers Association, PTA, and was welcomed in the community. A devoted Anglican lay preacher, a strict disciplinarian, and a sport enthusiastic with a special love for cricket. SJ worked well with schools, church, and community, earning widespread respect and administration. And whereas through the PTA, under Teacher Campbell's guidance, and with a substantial fundraising drive, and was brought for establishing a community center and for children to play and develop their skills and talent in culture, education, and athletics beyond traditional schooling. This achievement was monumental in that it was the first time Old Harbor Bay had organized itself, addresses its need for its own civic space in which to gather and grow. Simeon Campbell was one of the 4 signatory to the documents securing the land. And whereas, having bought the land, SJ insisted on its uses. He encouraged and was delighted to see young people moving their cricket and other games from the school ground to what was to him their rightful place, the new community center. Whereas, be it acknowledged that Old Harbor Bay, through its Cultural and Heritage Foundation, in its 2nd annual homecoming recognition ceremony, proudly honor Simeon Joshua Campbell, a leader and a visionary of the Old Harbor Bay Community Center. Declare this day, January 3, 2025.
Thank you, Dawn. Put your hands together for her as she presents the citation to Mr. Mark Campbell. And let's take one with Dr. Gordon. Wonderful. We celebrate the contributions of S.J. Simeon J. Campbell to the legacy that we are recognizing tonight. Friends, we are honoring tonight 4 men as signatories to a significant accomplishment in this community. But this could not have been possible without women. Yes, man. So you can well imagine that there are a number of fisherwomen, other fishermen, community members, fish vendors who also had their contributions. And so tonight we also will be recognizing their efforts with a citation that will be read by Miss Charmaine Wall. And we will ask the honorees, their families, to come forward to receive let's ask them to stand as Miss Wall reads the citation and makes the presentation. Put your hands together for her and you will hear the names of those men and women who made their contributions.
I'm going to ask everyone who's here representing an honoree. If your family member is being honored tonight, would you please stand? You are part of that larger group of persons. So, I'm still looking at some people. All of you, you will hear your family member's name in a long list. We asked you to come because we wanted you to be the recipients of this citation. So, if your family member is being honored, do us the honor of standing, and then members of the committee will hand copies of this citation to some of you. Will
As a proud member of this community, it is my great honor to take the opportunity to read the citation for all these family members. Citation to Community Center, Visionaries, Fisherfolk, and Others. Whereas, from the 1950 through 1970, a generation of fish vendors, fishermen, and other community members worked through the Old Harbor Bay Primary Schools Parent and Teachers Association and provided visionary leadership that helped to guide Old Harbor Bay to become a community of prominence, including establishing the primary school and purchasing land and building the Old Harbor Bay Community Center. And whereas, in the effort to purchase the land with the fish vendors as the energy and the fundraisers, this group provided leadership among signatories to the purchase. John Fothergill, a farmer and parish councillor, Morrell Gordon, a fisherman, Kenneth Clark, a civil servant, and Simeon J. Campbell, a school principal. Throughout the 1960s, this community group was in the forefront of organizing a series of dance and regattas at the primary school and on the fishing beach. And more, with the aid of fishermen and others, fish vendors mounted a sustained campaign of collecting cash donations for purchasing land for the community. This group then, through bold leadership, created a collaborative government-community partnership and built the center. Therefore, let it be acknowledged that on the 3rd of January 2025, Old Harbor Bay, through its Culture and Heritage Foundation, in its second annual homecoming recognition ceremony, proudly honors and celebrates fish vendors. And the names are Jane Bailey Finn, Girling Bent, Dolores Bloomfield, Hilda Campbell, Rose Campbell, Edith Heatherwards, Eutedra Gordon, Selena Harrison, Euphema Miller, Lydia O'Connor, Isadora Porter, Perline Richards, Violet Tugman, Helen Walker, and Lena Wright. Fishermen: Harold Bent, Compton Campbell, George Harrison, Joseph N. Miller, Frank O'Connor, Hipsy Parchment, Philip Finn, James Rowe. And other community members: Olive Bent, Benjamin Harrison, Clinton Jennings, Lorna Jennings, Oswald Jennings, Phyllis Jennings, Melvis Neal, Eutedra Namard, Mavis O'Connor, Albert Peart, Eula Pike, Bertram Richards, Daisy Spark, Astley Stultz, Basil Vassell, and my departed father, Carlos Wall Sr., and Monica Williams, and elected official, Honorable Rudyard Errol Lawson, ODJP, for their visionary work with others to lead the purchase, the land, and establish the Old Harbor Bay Community Center. That was a long one.
Put your hands together for Miss Wall and the names of all the honorees that you heard. Let me just hold this. Let me hold this here.
I don't know if the stage can hold it, but this is such an honor. I'm going to ask you if you would quickly assemble in front and bless the audience for a photograph. Come right up.
So all the family members of the honorees, please come to the front for a photograph as the citation is presented and
You will also receive individual copies. All right, put your hands together for all the family members, friends of our honorees, the fish vendors, fisher women, fishermen, people who simply eat the fish, and other members of the community. All right? So wonderful. We have just a few more people to say thank you to, phenomenal individuals and organizations who, boy, I know the citation excites you, no bad. And that's wonderful. So put your hands together for the hard work and contributions of our foreparents. We are sitting on their legacy, and it's an indication that we have work to do. So let's settle down, especially this section over here, who are supposed to be committee members, are some really important people. Look like they're giving trouble. All right, so let's settle down as we continue to recognize the individuals and contributions of organizations who worked together to make this occasion possible. Miss Ellen Tugman, put your hands together for her contributions. And Dr. Kurt Wall, put your hands together for him. Should say Counselor Dr. Kurt Wall. Miss Janelle Gordon, the graphic designer, for the work that we're seeing here with the citations and so on. Extreme Welding. Anybody here from Extreme Welding? Let's wave and we give God thanks for them. Yes, thank you, Mr. Stanford Perkins. You sound like you're hungry or something. Clap, man. Yes, Frederick Mazden.
I hope I get that right. And now, before we take the solo from Dr. Paulette Bryan, we're going to ask Miss Sinclair to come now with her greeting. Miss Tashiana Sinclair, she's the president of the Old Harbor Bay Primary School PTA. Put your hands together for her. And then Dr. Paulette Bryan, please come.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. All right. Kind of tall. Wait a minute. It takes a village to raise our children. The school partners with our community to educate and raise our children. This makes the role of the PTA a critical one. Therefore, the Old Harbor Bay Primary Schools PTA is very pleased to be associated with the Old Harbor Bay Cultural and Heritage Foundation in their effort to honor the visionaries who acquire this parcel of 6 acres of land in 1970 for the development of a community center and for the honing of the Bay's natural athletics talent. Working through the PTA, these visionaries organize community dances, fish fries, and other social activities to raise money to purchase the land from the former owners of the Berksfield property. We, the PTA, are pleased to rekindle the historical involvement in this important step in the community building, while being conscious of our primary role of education. As an organization, we pledge to continue to be the forefront of the community activities. The PTA remains a vital organization of the building of the community, and will continue to support efforts to build character and enhance the quality of lives of the young ones, the future of Old Harbor Bay. Therefore, the Old Harbor Bay Primary School PTA congratulates the organizers of this historic event, and we wish them the best in their future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sinclair. Dr. Bryan will now come with a solo.
Bless the Lord. Wow, we have been having a wonderful time. Amen. And it's because we're standing here because of the dream of those who have gone before us. And I just want to encourage you with this song to follow your dream, especially the young ones. Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you go. Climb every mountain, for search every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life. till you find your dream. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brian. That was wonderful singing. You will agree, yes. Follow until you find your dream. Friends, we are winding down toward the end of the occasion and we'll actually move the unveiling of the monument by the members of the honorees family to the very last because we will have to move to this space, right? So at this time, we will have the last couple items. We'll invite the Deborah K. Brown and Mr. Eric Tago Elliott. Tego. Tiago, come with the expressions of thanks. Let's have them. Put your hands together for them. Miss Deborah K. Brown and Eric Tiago Elliott. Please come.
All protocols observed. An hearty good evening to everyone present here tonight. So I have the honor and the privilege to do the community expression of appreciation. I am Deborah K. Brown. I was born and reared in Old Harbour Bay. As a young woman, growing up in this community, I didn't know any of the people being recognized in this ceremony, but their legacy, the Old Harbour Bay Community Center, has had a major impact on my life and career, where I have watched many exciting matches at our most exhilarating corner league series. However, I never played netball on the courts in the corner to my left. I never played football on these fields that the boys so much enjoy. And maybe the next phase is girls playing football here. A girls and women's corner league football. How about it? Right. So back to me, Old Harbour Bay and the community center. I started my education at the Old Harbour Bay Baptist Basic School, then on to Old Harbour Bay Primary School, and today I am an accountant with a master's degree from the University of the West Indies. It was through the Jamaica Free Baptist Church and Pastor Sandra Nemard that I was introduced to community work through the community center. This work literally changed my life and my career as it propelled me to where I am today. Therefore, I have these visionaries to thank. These women and men saw the need for a community center, a place for the community to learn and grow. They made this a reality. I may not have known Aunt Jane Bailey, Aunt Lena, or Miss Merlin Richards, but I have benefited from their achievements. I am therefore happy to join the chorus of praise for them and their work. Thank you, Old Harbour Bay Culture and Heritage Foundation, for this milestone of an event recognizing these individuals and to educate this generation on the legacy they left for us. This monument will always remind me of them and inspire me and my generation. We take note. It is now our time to lead in the present and be visionaries for the future of Old Harbour Bay. So with everyone, we'd like to say together, thank you.
Glory to God. and to my fellow Olaba Bayites. I honestly can't tap her, but as a lucky youth from Beaverton, fortunate figure stats, Prairie View A&M University and Texas A&M University, I end up with a master's degree in organizational management. Right now, growing up in Olaba Bay, Beaverton to be exact, I feed them yard with every day. And I see Danny said, Morris said, me pick them, but he's a man who meet everybody and he love every children who come on yard. School, beach, and a place to play ball were the features of my brothers and all our friends. And I needed for healthy living. We played on the salt plain at the primary school grounds, but after 1970 with the purchase of this 6 acres of land, we had a place to play and a space to grow. Our corner league started, like Dr. Gordon said, in 1974. It was the first of its kind. We had people come from all over to watch us play Saturday and Sunday. Was one of the first and the best in Jamaica, if not in the world. It is great to hear that after a break in football, coming back to the Safari and to the Corner League will be back at its own soon. Y'all come out and support it. So on behalf of my generation, the 60s babies are in America, as I said, the baby boomers, the ones who have followed us, the ones still to come, we are grateful and we say thank you to the generation before us. Because of their vision, we stand on these acres bought with their labor and creativity. We added our voices in praise and support of this historic effort to recognize our visionaries. We celebrate their achievement by striving to be our best and to build a community of Old Harbor Bay, the one that we love very much. We are proud and thankful for these remarkable fish vendors, fishermen, and others. Perhaps most important, they were our parents and our family as we celebrate one Old Harbor Bay. Peace.
Thank you. Put your hands together for them. Tego and Miss Deborah K. Brown. Friends, we are about to shift our physical bodies to this space where we will unveil the monument. So before we do that, let me just say thank you for allowing me to share and to cheer this evening. Let us remember that we are honoring the remarkable achievements of a few members of the Old Harbor Bay community, but we also must embrace the collective strength of everyone who calls Old Harbor Bay home. And most importantly, let us honor their legacy in how we live and treat with each other in the spirit of Ubuntu. I am because you are. I am because we together are. So let this evening inspire pride in us as people from Old Harbor Bay. Our shared heritage, we have one set of ancestors. Quite frankly, all are we related, yes? So let us deepen our commitment to the community that we love and hold dear. And let's go into 2025 with joy, gratitude, and a renewed sense of hope for Old Harbor Bay and for Jamaica. Thank you. We will now invite the chair of the planning committee, Dr. Dexter Gordon, to come and to tell us how we will move for the unveiling of the monument. And at the monument, he will also make his closing remarks, and Pastor Sandra Nemard will have the closing prayer and the benediction. Thank you and God bless.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to invite all of us, especially recognizing that there are some elders among us. Let's move respectfully and slowly together over to the corner to my right. There is a monument that we're going to invite the family members to unveil. And then I'll share my closing remarks. I want to make one remark. I understand that the family of Mrs. Joyce M. Blair um, did not hear her name, so they didn't come forward for the picture. So, and I see some of you looking at me, because it's the same thing with us too. When we were doing the research, I said, who them people are? Miss Annie we are talking about. So Miss Annie Blair. Miss Annie Blair was very much a part of this. There can't be any dance of a school without Annie Blair. So please join me and help me acknowledge Miss Annie Blair's family. Miss Nilita, please stand so we can acknowledge you. Carletta and Nilita. So, thank you very much. Come up here with me for a minute. Come take a quick photograph with the citation, because Miss Annie is responsible for this as much as anybody else. So, plus, listen us. Listen to this. You remember the one, me tell us I could have got one dance? Guess who me dance with? You dance with Annie Blair. I try telling them my business down and now pay attention. Yes. So. Thank you very much. So. Just leave it at the table there. We'll sort out business. Would you, let's walk over together to the lovely monument. I think you will be pleased. Family members, gather right around the monument, and we're going to unveil it immediately. Then closing remarks and prayer, and we'll be done. Thank you very much for joining us for this event. We hope we can get the cameras to move over to the monument itself. Good night. Thank you. Come. Come first and deal with it. Which one? Oh, for you to take. Okay, yes. this, we come back because this community gave us everything we have. This is the community that nurtured us. This is the community that nourished us. I grew up seeing my mother and my father. You heard their names, Miss Love and Mas Morel. Miss Love was a staunch comrade. Room everywhere. Mas Morel, he couldn't ring the bell in our yard, but he ringing bell everywhere. My father, just so everybody knows, my father was the one with the list, and he assigned all of the houses in Blackwood Gardens. And when these houses were being given out, there were all kinds of political tribalism. And everybody who knew Morel Garden knew what he would say. Nobody can say me or any of my picnic them thief anything. And he would say to me, my son, this is a politics thing. You know, want no mix up. So we are proud to be associated with all these people. They gathered in our homes. My father would tell the men coming from Port Esquivel, give me the money to give your woman before you got a rum bar. My father would tell the fishermen on the beach, give me the money, make sure, so when your woman send the picnic them come, there is money before you top of the rum bar. My mother would receive the women who were part of the... You see the house them now be able to come? And they're south of here. They not build with mortgage. Them build with partner money. And the men who went fishing didn't get loans from the bank. They got loans from the women, which we grew. These were independent entrepreneurs. We never know the language. We never know the words. But they taught us that if you come from beer, you have. And so I say one last thing. This is our community. All of us. If you're new, it's your community. If you're there a long time, it's community. But we need a new narrative. New narrative says, this is a place families thrive and grow together. Now many of you, you're Jamaicans, proud Jamaicans. And our commitment is to build on their legacy so the tradition that follows should be richer than the one they built. I play football here, Park Church. I worked in Kingston, packed my bag, carried our work with, and run from Kingston. Friends coming to us. This is the old Harbour Bay. We knew it's not gone forever. We're not naive either. We know what it is now, and we are committed to being part of changing it. Thank you for being here. God bless you. I'm going to ask Pastor Sandra Nemard, a pastor who has walked this community, who has worked in this community, who has made sure that this community has spiritual grounded guidance. She's part of our planning team, and I asked her to bring us a benediction. Pastor Nemard.
Let us pray.
Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Even now, Lord, as we stand at this memorial stone, we thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for those who have laid the foundation, Almighty God, who have made it possible that can stand here today. Indeed, God, you are God, and you give wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to men. And so, as these your people throughout the time gather funding, gather their resources in many ways to make this possible, we honor their legacy. And we pray, Almighty God, even now, for those of us that are standing as witnesses, that we will continue with the legacy. We will work to achieve more. We will do thus as you have called us to do. And your word declare that no weapon that form against anything good shall ever prosper. And so we pray that good will continue through Christ's name. Bless the organizing committee. And I pray that you bless us as we're about to go. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor. One last thing I want to say to you. We play ball, we celebrate our faith, we celebrate our community. It takes money to do it. If you are here and you appreciate this work, before you leave tonight, I'm going to stand here for a while. Come make a pledge. Come put some money in my hand. We have bills to pay and oh, good. If you look here, you see the work is not finished. So, our community with gifts, large and small, has gotten us to this place. You can help us to complete the task. So I'll wait right here. I know a gift of money that you give is a way of signaling your commitment to this cause. So join us in the effort. Those of us who have planned also give our money to make this work. So thank you. God bless you. Come. I want to meet you if you have met me yet. I want to shake your hand and I want to take your money to use for the cause.